We're only through week 2 of the college football season, but it's never too early to take a look at how the 12-team college football playoff is shaping out. We still have 3 months until we know the final 12 teams, but here's how the college football playoff would look if the season were to end today. Before we get to today's video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. If you're watching this video, odds are you love college football, and odds are you aren't subscribed to my channel, so make sure to subscribe to one of the best college football communities here on YouTube. In case you need a reminder on how the new format works, the 4 highest ranked conference champions will receive a first round bye. Then the highest ranked group of 5 team will earn a spot as well. After that, the next 7 highest ranked teams will be in. Alright, hopefully all that makes sense, so let's get to the teams that are going to be in. We're going to be looking at this based on the current AP poll standings, since that's all we really have at this moment to base this off. Getting the number 1 overall seed would be Georgia. They're currently the number 1 ranked team and the favorite to win the national championship. Winning the SEC is going to be extremely difficult this season, so they're no lock by any means to win the conference and secure this spot. But again, for the sake of this video, this is who we're going to go with winning the SEC. Despite Texas being number 2 in the AP poll, they actually aren't going to be getting a first round bye. Now, if they just would have stayed in the Big 12, they'd likely have this in the bag. Instead, it's going to be a lot more difficult playing in the SEC. Instead, the number 2 spot is going to go to Ohio State, who's the favorite to win the Big 10. With Michigan losing this week and Penn State struggling against Bowling Green, it's not looking like the Buckeyes will have much competition in their conference this year. This next run is actually pretty crazy because the next 4 teams ranked are in the SEC with 2 Big 10 teams following them. So although Miami is currently ranked number 10 in the AP poll, they would actually get the number 3 seed. They're the favorite to win the ACC now, so by being the 3rd highest ranked conference champion, they would make the jump all the way from number 10 to number 3. Again, these scenarios probably aren't going to be all that crazy by the end of the season, and I'm sure we won't have this many teams still in the hunt, but this is just a solid example of how crazy the potential playoff could turn out. Speaking of crazy, the number 4 seed would be Utah, who's the Big 12's highest ranked team at the moment. After week 2, they're ranked number 12 in the AP poll, so they're making an 8-spot jump. The Big 12 is actually well represented in this part of the rankings, as they have teams ranked from 12 all the way through 15. There are a number of different teams it can be, but again, for the sake of this video, Utah is the highest ranked Big 12 team at the moment, so they get that final playoff bye. Alright, now it's time to take a look at who the next 8 teams are going to be. First off, we'll add the highest ranked group of 5 team, who will be ranked number 12 if they don't finish the regular season ranked inside the top 11. As of right now, the highest ranked group of 5 team is Northern Illinois, who is fresh off an upset of Notre Dame. After week 2, Northern Illinois is actually the only ranked group of 5 team who came in at number 25 in the AP poll. Now, I do wonder what would happen if for some reason group of 5 teams underwhelm this year and there isn't a conference champion that ends up ranked. I mean, every year there's always at least a couple, but the fact that we only have one at the moment is pretty crazy. I'm sure there are going to be a number of teams that emerge, but as of right now, Northern Illinois would make the jump from number 25 to the number 12 seed. Alright, we have our 1 through 4 and our number 12 team. Let's get our final 7 teams. Earlier, I mentioned Texas, who's currently ranked number 2 in the country, but in this scenario, they would get the number 5 seed. Alabama is ranked number 4 in the AP poll, and they would be the number 6 seed. Ole Miss is currently ranked 5th in the AP poll, they would be the 7th seed. Missouri is ranked 6th in the AP poll, they would be getting the 8th seed. Tennessee is ranked 7th in the AP poll, they'd be getting the 9th seed. Penn State is ranked 8th in the AP poll, and they would be getting the 10th seed. Finally, Oregon is ranked number 9 in the AP poll, and they would be getting the final spot as the number 11 seed. So, sorry to USC, because despite currently being ranked number 11 in the AP poll and being a top 12 team in college football, you would unfortunately be the first team out. Like they do with March Madness, I'll include who the first 4 teams out would be. Along with USC, the first 4 out would include Oklahoma State, Kansas State, and Oklahoma, so essentially 1/4 of the Big 12 conference. Before we get to the rest of today's video, I'd like to share with you guys how you can make the college football season more exciting and even win some money. I've partnered with Underdog Fantasy to bring you this amazing deal. If you download the Underdog Fantasy app and use promo code Harris, they'll match your first deposit up to $1,000. That's right, they're giving you up to $1,000 of free money. You can choose your favorite players from every game and decide whether or not they'll go higher or lower than their projections. So to add a little extra excitement to every game and win some money, make sure to use promo code Harris for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000 at Underdog Fantasy. You guys can also sign up using the link in my description as well. In the first round of the playoffs, here's how the matchups would look. Number 5 Texas would host number 12 Northern Illinois. The number 5 seed is actually really interesting because it's probably going to be a top 4 team that loses in their conference championship that can't get a first round bye. Instead, they're going to have to host the likely group of 5 champion in that spot. Now, it definitely could be a difficult game, but I'm guessing the spread in this matchup is going to be way higher than the other matchups, so at least you have the easiest game among all these first playoff matches. Alabama as the number 6 seed would host the number 11 seed Oregon Ducks. Ole Miss as the number 7 seed would host the number 10 seed Penn State Nittany Lions. Finally, Missouri as the number 8 seed would host the number 9 seed Tennessee Volunteers. Now, for the sake of this first round of the playoffs, I really hope we don't have any conference matchups. As things currently stand, we'd get that in one game with Missouri playing Tennessee. I don't want to see any conference opponents facing each other in a game like this. I want to see matchups that we don't normally see at all in college football, especially since these are going to be at home stadiums. Seeing Oregon travel to Alabama would be frickin' awesome. Let's say the next matchup was reversed and Ole Miss would be traveling to Penn State. Or let's say we have playoff matchups where LSU or Clemson are hosting games as well. That would be what college football is all about. Personally, I'm really looking forward to these games the most. Honestly, I think they're going to be better than the next round. I mean, think about it. You're going to have playoff games at Alabama, Penn State, Tennessee, Oregon, or you're going to have a playoff game that's played in an NFL stadium with no aura at all. I can easily tell you which game is going to have a much better environment. This portion of the expanded playoff was definitely something that they got right. Personally, I wish the next round would feature the top 4 seeds hosting a playoff game as well, but I understand why they're not able to do that. Alright, so for a final reminder, here is how the 12-team playoff would look if it was decided today. You'd have Georgia, Ohio State, Miami, Utah, Texas, Alabama, Ole Miss, Missouri, Tennessee, Penn State, Oregon, and Northern Illinois. Like I said earlier, we still have 3 months of college football that needs to be played. I'm sure the final top 12 isn't going to look anything like it does today, but who knows, maybe it ends up playing out exactly like this. Well, that wraps it up for today's video. What are your thoughts on the new 12-team playoff format? Do you like the way it works, or do you wish they would have gone with something different? Also, who do you think the 12 playoff teams are going to be when it's all said and done? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comment section down below. Before you leave, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. I'm posting college football videos every day during the season, so make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. Also, don't forget to drop a like on this video as well. It helps out with that YouTube algorithm and helps share the video and my channel with more college football fans. Plus, it only takes a second to do. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.